I farted too, like that's meant for this story. I actually farted, by the way. Hey kitties! So today I'm coming at you guys with a story time, and let me tell you, this is a story and a half. I low-key don't care that my background is wrinkly right now. So hello, if you don't know me and you just clicked on the story and think that I'm like a psycho person, I am kind of. Subscribe to my channel if you guys want to see more, and like this video if you like story times. Anyway, like I was so awkward there. So when I got my first tattoo, I was 16 years old, and I went to a tattoo shop, and I said I wanted whatever I wanted, okay? So the guy that I was like linked with for a tattoo, when you go in there and you get a tattoo, whatever, I wasn't like looking for a man or anything like that. I was like looking for a tattoo, but I noticed that this guy was like cute or whatever, so I'm like, that's awesome. Got my tattoo done. It was the one on my shoulder. Everything was great. He was a sweetheart, no like sexual or anything like that, so it was awesome. So then the next year I was 17 and I wanted another tattoo, the stars on my stomach like right here. Anyway, so I went to the same guy because he did a great job here, so I said, you know what, I'm gonna go to him for my stars on my stomach. When I went in there, I was like 17, I was almost 18. He was kind of like a little bit flirty when I went in there. He wasn't being like a pedophile or anything like that. He was just being like a little like, oh hey, like you remembered me, and like how's the other one doing and stuff. So he booked in for an appointment, and he told me that he wasn't gonna stencil it, he was just gonna do it freehand, because he was like, you know what, I could do a very good job, you have like really nice skin, like just like compliments, like sweet things. Yes, I'm like slowly taking you off this, I don't know why, but anyway. Book the appointment, come in, and he's like really sweet, and he's like cute, like low-key cute. He's so cute. I have a boyfriend now, but like at the time, like when I'm thinking back to my 17-year-old ways, like I was cute. I was in a relationship, so I'm not gonna like get on that. I'm just like, oh yeah, admiring, like he's like doing my stomach, whatever. He's like, oh, we should go a little bit lower with the stars. I'm like, no, I'm good. Like I'm okay, like, cause nobody's gonna see them anyway, like, right, why would I make them lower? So, you know, he wasn't like being creepy at that point, but just a little bit flirty, like I was saying. The tattoo went fine, great, whatever. And then I wanted a cupcake on my foot a few years later. So this time, like I've known him for a few years, and I was thinking of a new tattoo. So I went into the shop and I told him that I wanted a cupcake on my foot. And that's when he's like, oh, I'll just give you my personal number and then we can talk that way. And I was like, oh, like, I get what's happening here. And at this time, I had just broken up with my boyfriend, you know, my ex at the time. Like I was with him for so long. We were always on again, off again, on again, off again. Like it was, we had broken up at this point, and things were always rocky. Well, not always, but like, it was like rocky and not good terms. So I was like, okay, like, again, like he was flirty, but just a little bit more extra this time. And then he's like, oh, like I'm doing a tattoo right now, like you can come to the back and see it. And I was like, oh, okay. So then so I came to the back, and this girl was getting tattooed. It was a side piece. I don't want to give anything away, but it was like a side piece. And I was just like watching or whatever, and he's an artist. So I'm like watching like and admiring, and like the girls out front were kind of like looking at me a little weird when I started going to the back with him. And he was like looking at me and like smiling, and he had like the cutest smile, so I was like melting, asking me to grab him things. Like it wasn't like a huge show or anything like that. Literally it was like 5 minutes long. So afterwards he's like, yeah, here's my number, and he gave me his number, and he said you can like text me anytime if you have tattoo ideas and stuff like that. So I was like, cool, that's awesome. A few days later, I just texted him. I was like, hey, what's going on? And I was like lonely. So we're texting back and forth. It's like flirtatious and just those like good vibes, not like full-on sexting, like no girl, like it's just like cute. And then he's like, send me a picture of your tattoos, because I said that not tattoos, my stars, sorry, send me a picture of your stars, because I said that I was wanting them like touched up. And he said, okay, like send me a picture of them. So I sent him a picture of them, and then because it's like here lower, my underwear was showing a little bit. Like, girl, I would tell you if I sent like a booty pic or a vagina pic. I didn't. Like it was just literally of the stars. And he's like, oh, a nice cute little pink thong underwear, because you could see them like peeking out just like the slightest. And I'm like, oh my god, like girl. So I went to my mom, because I lived at my parents' house. I went to my mom because my mom and me are like we're like best friends. So I said like, look at this. And she said like, he's trying to get on you, like she's trying to get with you. And I said, I know. And she's like, do it, like free tattoos, like I literally love my mom. I really just liked him. Like he's such a sweet person. He has a genuine personality. I've known him for years. Plus tattoos. Like he's like covered in tattoos. I love tattoos, so it was like a match. So I thought, wrinkly background meant for this. We're texting each other almost every single day, and at this time I'm in university, and I have a really good friend who's in university. I'm not gonna say like what's her name. We're gonna say her name is Patricia. Her name's not Patricia at all, but we're gonna say his name is Edgar. PewDiePie's dog living. Okay, so Patricia and I are at university, and I'm telling her, excuse me, that there's this guy and I'm kind of like into him, and he's way better than my ex, because my ex was like a doofus AF. And look at all these texts, like text upon text. She's like, oh my god, he's so sweet. So I get my cupcake tattoo done. It's really sweet. We're like connecting and everything like that. And then he asked me if we want to go on a date. Like, not, he didn't say date. Let me just say that he didn't say date. He said, do you want to go to a movie and dinner? To me, that's a date. To me, that's a date. Is that a date? Maybe not, but to me, that's a date. Like, you're texting someone like almost every single day. You're being super sweet and like loving and ooh, yeah, blah, 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 and you look so cute and you look so beautiful and blah, blah, like all this. And then you say dinner and a movie, like, pretty sure it's a date, but anyway, what do I know? So I go and tell Patricia that Edgar said that he wanted to go on a date with me, and she's like, oh, that's so sweet, like, he's so cute. Plus, yeah, I already said I got the cupcake tattoo. I got the cupcake tattoo. I have 3 tattoos by him. Those are my only tattoos by him. So then she says to me, what's his name? Like, I don't even know his name. Like, you talk about him all the time. So I said, his name's Edgar. Wasn't it? His name's Edgar. And she just went, Edgar? Wait, where does he tattoo? And I said, this place. And she's like her mouth was like open, and like I've never seen somebody like so shocked and like had no emotion, like no voice coming out of her mouth, just like taken back. And I'm like, what? Patricia, what? And she's like, and I said, do you know him? And I'm not being like super dramatic. This is how it was. We were in the library of the university. This is how vividly I remember this. We were at the computers because we were doing some research. If this is the same Edgar that we're talking about, which I'm sure it is, because why would 2 Edgars work at the same tattoo place? I know his girlfriend. And I'm like, girl, wait, like, can we just like press the rewind button? Like, girl, you know his ex, you mean? She's like, no. I know his girlfriend. Like, they've been together for like 5 or 6 like years or whatever. I don't know how long, but it was like a long period of time, like over 4 or 5 years. She's like, they've been together like a really long time, like his girlfriend. I'm like, now this was weeks that we were texting, like obviously I've known him for like years, but I'm talking like texty for like weeks, and he never told me about no girlfriend. I was like, so we were on the computers. She immediately went to her Facebook, typed in Edgar's name, and picture popped up, and she said, is this him? And I said, yeah, that's him. And on his Facebook it says single. There's no pictures of any girlfriends or anything like that. Maybe he privated it on me, I have no idea, but it says single. And I said, well, it says single right there. And she's like, yeah, I have no idea what's happening right now, but, and I completely agree with Patricia when she said, you know, that's one of my best friends is his girlfriend. I have to tell her. Now, I completely agree with her, because if you had a really good friend and she had a boyfriend, or he had a girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever, your other friend, they don't even know each other, says like, oh yeah, I'm like seeing this guy, and it's your girlfriend's boyfriend, you would 100% feel obligated too. Like, maybe you don't, but I would too. So I completely understood with her. I was like, yeah, like, I'm done, because I'm not like that. Some girls and guys like to be like the side chick, or they get a thrill out of being that, but I don't. Like, I don't like cheating. I don't like that at all. She's like, hey, I don't believe this though, because they're like perfect. So like, I'll phone him right now. So we went into like, because it was the library, I didn't want to be like, bitch, what, on the phone. So we like went to like a corridor off to the side, put his ass on speakerphone, answers the phone. Hey baby, how are you? So I'm like, it's on speakerphone. I'm like, to my girl, Patricia, I'm like, girl, like, are you listening? And she's like, shocked. I said, what are you doing? Or something like that. And he's like, oh, I wish it was you. Like, as in doing, like, as in, like, I just have a question to ask you. And he said, yeah, no problem. And I'm like, do you have a girlfriend? Silent. And I'm like, hello? And he said, what did you say? And I'm like, oh my God, this bitch. So I'm like, do you have a girlfriend? And he goes, why would you ask that? I'm like, do you have a girlfriend? He's like, that's a pretty weird question to just randomly ask someone. Like, is there something that you need to tell me or anything? Do you have a boyfriend? That's what he said to me. I'm like, no, like I'm not in a relationship right now. Like I have somebody that I do see, because like I was with my ex for quite a long time, but at the time we were not seeing each other. I was like, no. Do you have a girlfriend? This time I'm like being a bitch. Like I'm like, do you have a girlfriend? He could tell the tone of my voice. He goes, well, you know what? I don't have to take this right now, so I'm just gonna like hang up the phone. And he just like hung up or whatever. And I was like to my friend, you need to tell your girl that I'm sorry. I never knew about them together at all. I was like, tell her I'm sorry and that he's a fucking pig, and if he, you know, like whatever. So she's like, I'm gonna tell her. I'm like, you do you, girl. So that night, like finished up at school, whatever, that night I'm on the computer or whatever, and then all of a sudden I get a phone call from Edgar, and he is bitching at me. He's yelling at me. You ruined my relationship. I can't believe that you told my girlfriend about us. Like, you think I would ever actually be with you? Like, he pulled that card. Like, you actually think that I would have been with you? Like, no, you ruined my relationship with my girlfriend. I'm like, don't even know your girlfriend. And he's like, well then, well, I thought you did that. I thought you like phoned her and said that. I'm like, no, I didn't even know you had a girlfriend. You led me on. He's like going off, like yelling, like you ruined my relationship. I said, well, I was telling my friend in school that, you know, you were super sweet and we were going on basically a date. And he's like, he just starts laughing, like, I would never go on a date with you. I was like, well then why would you say you would? Like, you make no sense. Like, I hate when people play that card. Like, they want, like, it's in text, like it's all in text, like you have the proof. And then when they get caught or whatever, then it's like, oh, I would have never done that. But you did though, because I have. You know what I mean? Like, it was just gross to me. Well, you have a great time then with your life. Like, goodbye. I'll find a new tattoo artist. Like, sorry for wasting your time. Like, I hope you can fix it with your girlfriend or whatever. Like, bye. So I hung up with him. Never talk to him again. The story doesn't end. If you have stayed till this point, please just keep watching. I've never said to, like, please keep watching, but you need to keep watching because the bombshell is coming up. And a few weeks later, I got back with my ex and everything and blah, blah, blah. So then about, let's say like 3 months later, like this was a while later, I worked at Value Village and I'm just ringing in clothes, and one of the regular customers that would always come through my till, she would always buy these certain little characters, always at Value Village, and she was also like completely tattooed with these characters, and like she was a regular, like I knew her by her first name. When there's a regular and you always see someone, you're gonna like talk with them and like kind of know about them, right? So she comes to my till and she's buying her little characters like always, and I'm like, hey, how's it going, girl? Like, oh my god, you had some good finds this time. Like, you don't even have this one. Like, that's how close we were. Like, well, not like close as in like we hung out. Like, we never hung out outside of work or anything, but like she collected these things. Like, she had a whole collection. Like, she was tatted in them, like I said. So yeah, anyway, so then I said like, oh, you don't even have this one. That's awesome that you got this one today. She's like, yeah, so I know about you and Edgar. What? I hadn't heard that name for like 4 months. So I was like, no, this can't be his girlfriend, right? This can't be his girlfriend. So I just stopped and I went, only thing I could say is, what? Kind of like how he was when he got caught on the phone, like, do you have a girlfriend? Like, pardon me, I what? Like, you just dumb? And she's like, yeah, I know, but like, I'm not mad at all. Like, I know, like, Patricia told me that you had no intentional harsh feelings. You didn't even know. I knew his girlfriend the whole time. The whole time I worked at Value Village, I knew her. I didn't know that they were dating though, right? Because we never hung out in personal times. He never told me his girlfriend, never saw them together, anything like that. And all of a sudden, what? That's my life. That is my life. And I'm so glad. She could have just been like, bitch, like, bye, like, punched me or like beat me up or whatever. And she's like, no, like, I knew you had no ill intentions. Patricia told me, and you know, it sucks, but I'm really glad that happened because now I'm not with him anymore, and I'm so happy. She was single, and now I don't know about like now, but like a few years ago I went and looked on her Facebook and she's married. I don't know if she still is, but she's like not with him and with another guy. Mind fuck. Like, my mind is just blown. And as soon as I knew the girlfriend thing, I cut it like a knife. Like this line right here, this is like the line drawn, like, bye. I have a headache, I'm tired, I don't want to talk about this or think about this story any longer. So if you guys like story times, then go ahead and give this video a thumbs up or let me know on Twitter. Be aware of fuckboys and don't fall for a fuckboy, and you gotta really know and understand the fuckboy ways, because there's fuckboys out there and they will haunt you. You don't need somebody in your life, and don't be played or led on, because you guys are so much more than that. I love you guys to the moon and back, and please don't break up happy homes, because it's really sad, and the other person on the other end might be like the sweetest person ever and have no idea. So just stay true to you guys and know what's happening, or try to. Love you, and I'll talk to you guys all in my next video. Bye, guys.